Welcome to Bella Podcast. Some unexpected things on the morning of the day of duty made Dan-on's sleep start later, but it was also near 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As usual, she was awake. While preparing a temporary meal called lunch, she was sitting by the window about to listen to some of her favorite music while reading the news, when she saw the image of an American overseas Vietnamese couple in the window of her house. Face. Dan-on recalled the story this morning. The man, after introducing himself named Lone, and his wife's name Hang, also quickly mentioned the main issue. Mrs. Hang has high blood pressure. But the electronic blood pressure monitor, just press the button to show the value, is broken. The failure to monitor blood pressure made Mrs. Hang feel insecure. A few days ago Mr. Lone had to take her to the hospital for peace of mind. But her condition made no reason to be hospitalized, so the doctors sent her home. At home, the anxiety caused her blood pressure to fluctuate, and she felt more tired. That vicious cycle made the nearly 60-year-old couple miserable for several days. Until Mr. Lone accidentally tossed 16Y Dan-on took a dedicated blood pressure monitor for medical staff to Uncle Toucan's house. So you want me to take your aunt's blood pressure, right? Keeping track of your sister's values will help you to be less confused, right? If you understand that, I'm so lucky. I still don't know how to explain her anxiety. Dan-on smiled and said, she often meets patients with blood pressure with similar mentality. Mr. Lone heard that, his face relaxed a bit, but then the wrinkles lined up on his forehead immediately. But there is one thing I must tell you. Then if you want to come over to my house, it's up to you, I don't force it. When Mr. Lone talked about starting a conversation with Dan-on, she was able to untie the knot in her heart. But then his face full of memories and his strange way of talking made her doubtful. Now, you also know, my wife and I returned from the US 2 weeks ago. But now people like us, everyone is very wary. Fear of spreading the disease, fear of us carrying the disease. Kind of like that. But you see, this is my plane ticket, we fly directly from there, not transiting places where there is an epidemic. My husband and I both have no fever, no cough, no. Only then, did Dan-on understand what was going on around this nearly 60-year-old man. And Dan-on also understood why, ever since he entered her house and talked, he still did not take off his mask. He is self-respecting and aware of the views of those around him. Suddenly she understood the hidden repression, in the look on his face when he relied on her. The look on the face of